Hello, welcome to the Polyglot Files. My name is Michael and today we're doing a video about Greek. Namely, we are asking the question, did I learn Greek in 3 months? Spoiler alert, no. Obviously I didn't learn the entire Greek language in 3 months. It is not possible to learn Greek in 3 months. I would even argue it's not possible to learn any language in a year. But that's just me. So now that the cat is out of the bag, how much Greek did I learn in 3 months? This video is going to explore just that. And then at the end of the video, I will actually speak some Greek to give you a realistic impression for how much Greek you could learn in 3 months. So, let's start at the beginning. Why did I decide to learn Greek and why was I doing it in 3 months? Well, I am leaving for a vacation to Greece in like 48 hours. That said, I knew that I didn't want to learn Greek to the level to which I had learned other languages, so I decided to make some very specific goals. Number 1, my first goal, I want to be able to order food and drinks at a bar, at a cafe, and at a restaurant. In addition to ordering food and drink at a restaurant or bar or cafe, I also wanted to be able to talk about myself and my family, my hobbies, my job, whatever. So with these goals in mind, I really started studying Greek in January, but at that stage I was doing a course that I had to take for work, which was eating all of my time. It wasn't until April, when my work course was finally over, that I was able to really dedicate time consistently to learning Greek. Starting at the beginning of April, I was able to dedicate about 5 to 10 hours a week to studying Greek. During these study sessions, I was hyper-focused on the language that I knew I was going to use, sort of in functional settings. My Greek language learning regimen, like most of my self-study learning regimens, comprised of 2 things. Number 1, I had a Greek textbook. I used Colloquial Greek. I love the Colloquial series. This video is not sponsored by the Colloquial... It's not sponsored by those people. I used YouTube channels such as Crazy for Greek, Greek Lessons Online, and Do You Speak Greek? I also used Greek Pod 101. They have YouTube videos as well as a website with language tutorials. While I was studying, I took pretty basic notes on different grammar points. I also wrote down word lists. I know that these things are kind of like faux pas in the language learning community. We all like to believe that we all just listen to the language and then it just like absorbs into our brains like sponges. But realistically, I learn best by writing things down and by repetition. So for example, when I first started using Colloquial Greek, I would sort of write notes here on the grammar on different vocabulary. I love my verb tables, so I got some verb tables over here. More verb tables and comprehensive input that I was doing on YouTube. And then I would use these practice pages to write down and recite the words and grammatical structures that I was learning. Learning a language isn't just about memorizing words and grammatical constructions, it's also about knowing the context of the language that you're speaking, and that often comes from its culture and its history. That's why I recommend something called Herdly, the sponsor of today's video. Herdly is an app that takes entire books and summarizes them or condenses them into manageable chunks that focuses on big ideas so that you get a really impactful learning experience in a short amount of time. It only takes about 5 to 15 minutes to absorb the key insights from a book on Herdly, and I was finding that I was able to learn a lot about Greek life, Greek culture, and Greek history in a really efficient amount of time. The best thing about the app is that it's portable. I could learn while I was in my commute, while I was cleaning my house, or while I was cooking dinner. There are more than 50,000 titles in the Herdly library. Further, you can also access books on Herdly in 35 plus languages, which is like a godsend for a language learner like me. Click on the link in the description and try Herdly today using the exclusive discount code. Okay, now that I've been talking about the Greek language and my learning regimen, let's actually see how much Greek I've been able to learn in the 3 months. I'm going to start off with introducing myself and talking about my life, and then I'll show you some scenarios that I prepared for, namely in restaurants, bars, and cafes. Kalimera, με λένε Michael, είμαι 33 ετών και μαθαίνω ελληνικά. Είμαι από τον Καναδά και μένω σε μια πόλη κοντά στην Τορόντο. Είμαι δάσκαλος, δουλεύω σε ένα σχολείο και διδάσκω γαλλικά. Είμαι από τον Καναδά, αλλά η I can never say this word. Είμαι από τον Καναδά, αλλά η κληρονομιά μου είναι Ιταλική. Οι παππούδες μου είναι από την Ιταλία. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά εδώ και 6 μήνες και μιλάω αγγλικά, γαλλικά, ισπανικά, ιταλικά, γερμανικά ή φλαμανδικά. Δεν μιλάω ρωσικά. Έχω ένας πατέρας, μία ματέρα και ένας αδελφός. Έχω ένας σκύλος. Ο σκύλος μου ονομάζεται Κόκο. Μου αρέσει να διαβάζω και να μαθαίνω γλώσσες. Okay, and this is what I imagine a conversation in Greek while I'm in Greece is going to sound like. Γεια σας, μαθαίνω ελληνικά και θα ήθελα να εξασκηθώ. Μπορώ να μιλήσω στα ελληνικά? And hopefully the person I'm talking to will say, nah. And if they say okay, I'm just gonna walk away, because that would be really awkward for me on a social level. Μπορούμε να έχουμε ένα τραπέζι για 6 άτομα κοντά στην παραλία, παρακαλώ. And then we arrive at the table, the waiter or waitress comes, and then I can hit him with a good old θα ήθελα ένα espresso μέτριο μεγάλα, παρακαλώ. Or if it's later in the day, I can ask θα ήθελα ένα ποτήρι κόκκινο κρασί, παρακαλώ. Or if I'm feeling like in an extra party mood, I might say θα ήθελα ένα μπουκάλι λευκό κρασί, παρακαλώ. And then the table might be missing crucial parts of the meal. So I can say something like μπορώ να έχω το μενού, παρακαλώ. Μπορώ να έχω τον λογαριασμό, παρακαλώ. Μπορώ να έχω ένα πυρούνι, παρακαλώ. Μπορώ να έχω ένα κουτάλι, παρακαλώ. Μπορώ να έχω ένα μαχαίρι, παρακαλώ. Μπορώ να έχω μια χαρτοπετσέτα, παρακαλώ. Obviously, I know the basic sentence structures, θα ήθελα, μπορώ να έχω, and I think that I can also order my food that way by just looking at what the food is in Greek. Obviously, I've learned some Greek vocabulary around food, but I would then use those sentence structures to be able to order food in Greek while I'm there. Okay, well, that is how much Greek I've been able to learn in 3 months. I would love to hear your thoughts on my Greek in the comments. And I would also be open to some suggestions for how to deepen my understanding of the Greek language, especially if somebody else has learned Greek. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can follow me on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I release videos there too. As usual, thank you for watching the Polyglot Files, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!